Alright, greetings everybody, and welcome to a special on-location video here on the Media Files. So here we are, it's Labor Day weekend, time for our good R&R, rest and relaxation, which is what I'm planning on doing by watching a bunch of movies. Oh yeah. So let's not waste any time, we got a big buttload of stuff to go through. Roll the credits. Alright, so, first things first. Shirt obviously is brand new. So, what can I say? I found this thing at Goodwill of all places. So here we have none other than two of my favorite icon franchises. We have none other than our lovable Mr. Stay Puffed. Completely harmless, thing of all time. Two, pretty much holding hands with everybody's loving nature fire-breathing lizard, Godzilla. Yep, having fun, creating massive hordes of destruction. There'll be a photo up here. That way you can actually see what I'm talking about. Alright, so first up. Oh, man. So, let's go all through all the stuff that is not comic book related. Yes, I got a bunch of comic book stuff, and a few things that are not really comic book related, but they're all basically random stuff and some video game related. So first off, speaking of Mr. Godzilla himself, yeah, too bad that it's not Mr. Destroyer! Here we have the Godzilla Kong 3-film collection with the exclusive Walmart glow-in-the-dark slipcover. That's right, so here we have all three films, including Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and Kong Skull Island. The fifth film in the franchise will be released, I believe, in 2024 at some point. So there you go. Up next, let's see. So here we have the next film, which I did not get to see in theaters, unfortunately, which originally was billed as a two-parter, which has now been milked into a Hobbit Lord of the Rings triple feature ending. So here we have, starring Vin Diesel, we have Fast X. That's right, the 10th film, or rather in this case, the 11th film in the franchise. Well, what can I say? I've not seen it yet. I cannot wait to watch it this weekend, and there we go. So up next, this is a reacquisition. Now, a little bit of a history behind this movie. So when this movie came out originally in theaters in 1997, it was released as a PG-13 film. That way, you get more butts and seats. So when it came out to VHS, yes, VHS, it was released as the PG-13 cut. However, a little thing called DVDs came along, roughly around that same time, is kind of when they started coming along. And sure enough, we have the director's cut version of this film on DVD only. And so here we have a reacquisition of Spawn, the director's cut. So, like I said, so here's the main thing about this is that it's, the effects are a little shady nowadays, but you're like kind of meh. But for the time when it was released, these were some pretty cool effects for the time being. And actually, now that I think about it, we'll do a more close-up video and a more of a in-depth look at the Spawn film at a later date, because I have a lot to say about it. Alright, so up next we have an anime live-action adaptation. I have seen the anime of this numerous times, but I've never seen the live-action adaptation of it. So here we have, starring Samuel L. Jackson, Mace Windu himself, we have the live-action adaptation of Kite. Yeah, really awesome sci-fi action thriller. And I've never actually seen it, but the only other actress that I know of is India Elsie, who stars as Sawa. And she was in Underworld Awakening as the character of Celine's daughter. So, there you go. So, up next, here we have probably one of my favorite John Carpenter movies of all time. This will, this will be fine for me for now until I can find the Scream Factory collector's edition. Here we have, unfortunately, the bare bones version with James Woods and John Carpenter's Vampires. Yeah, get a load of that. I love the intro music to this and also the intro opening. I love it. I mean, the soundtrack itself is probably one of my favorite scores done by Carpenter. And it's such a great movie. I know people, crap on it left and right as it's not one of his best, but me personally, I think it's actually one of his best films really since The Thing. So, there you go. That's just my opinion. All right, so up next, here we have a movie that I always keep getting confused by with another film that actually stars the same actor. But what can I say though? It's one of my favorite Dolph Lundgren movies, especially from the early '90s, and also co-starring basically everybody's favorite, Mortal Kombat villain of all time, Shang Tsung, and Cary Tagawa. I believe it's Hiroyuki Tagawa. And, well, here we have Dolph Lundgren in Bridge of Dragons. Yeah, I always seem to get this mixed up with, I think it's, what is it? Oh, yeah, Showdown in Little Tokyo with Brandon Lee. Yeah, it's kind of got a similar vibe to it and whatnot. But, yeah, this movie and Showdown, they really need to have collector's editions. They really do. I mean, sadly, you won't be able to do much with them, but, especially with Brandon Lee not being alive. But you know what? You can find any, archival material for interviews. Get this movie and Showdown at Little Tokyo. We need, deluxe editions of these two movies. We really do. So let's see what's up next. So up next we have one of my favorite bands, hard rock, metal bands, what have you. Kind of found this on a whim. And, I don't, really have a whole lot in my music collection as far as, music DVDs and relation and what have you. But here we have the limited collector's edition of AC/DC Let There Be Rock. Yeah. Great concert. It's for the 30th anniversary of the AC/DC concerts from 1979 in Paris. So, yeah, there you go. Loaded with features and whatnot. Case is a little bit damaged, as you can see there, but thankfully, cases can be replaced. So, there you go. As long as the disc itself is fine, hunky-dory. Alright, so up next, we have two video game-related movies. First off, we have everybody's favorite director of video game live-action adaptations. That's right, Uwe Boll. Yep, we have the director's cut version of Blood Rain. Yeah, based off of the video game series. One of 3 films that he directed. Starring Kristanna Loken, the TX herself, in this fairly okay adaptation. But what's cool about it, though, is that it actually comes with a PC DVD of Blood Rain 2, the video game. Yeah, that's something you don't really see very often, when it comes to, video game-related movies. They don't actually come with a game. So, yeah, there you go. Let's see. Let's take a look at the artwork, shall we? Real quick, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So here we go. We have Blood Rain 2 for the game. And look at that. That looks like old... kind of reminds you of the old Blockbuster video type of, artwork and what have you. So, there you go. Can't beat that. Old school. Alright. So, finally, the last movie for the video game actually is an animation series. Yes, I picked this up because, well, I have some family members that are big into our favorite Blue Hedgehog. That's right. Unfortunately, it's not the one series that I thought it was, but hey, you gotta start somewhere with this, with the Hedgehog, right? So here we have Sonic X, the complete 5th season. Yeah, I know. Season 5, probably the end of it, but who knows? I'm like, it gotta start somewhere. But what's cool about it, though, is that, look, it's still in the shrink wrap. Yeah, look at that. Can't beat that. You got all the great characters back in there and whatnot, what have you. So hopefully it will be, loads of fun. 2 discs loaded with episodes. There you go. All right, so now that we're done with all the side stuff, let's kick things off into high gear with the Marvel stuff. That's right. So, first off, what can I say? This movie, never actually seen it, but hey, it was done by the studio Madhouse, who's also known for doing great animes such as Ninja Scroll and to Wilson. They've done all the anime series for Marvel, specifically like X-Men, Blade, Iron Man, and what is the other one? There's a fourth one that I'm missing. I want to say Fantastic Four, but I don't believe that's it. Anyway, so here we have Iron Man, Rise of the Technovore. Yeah, and you gotta love it. It's still in the shrink wrap. Well, how do I know that? Because it's got the lovely Walmart sticker up there in the far right corner, as well as Ultraviolet, which pretty much no longer exists. But, hey, what can I say? Gotta love yourself some Marvel anime. So, up next, these 4 DVDs I kind of came across, and I was like, oh, are these what I think they are? And yes, they are, as a matter of fact. So this is a series of films that are, well, they're not really movies, they're not really animated movies. They're what's called motion comics. Yeah, for those of you who don't know what those are, basically, it's comic books that have been animated. Yeah. There's one that was called, that they did on Watchmen, which was like 5 hours long or something like that. But, what can I say though? So the next 4 DVDs, 4 DVDs, are part of the Marvel Knights animation series. So first up, from David Lindelof and Dave McCraig, as well as Leniel Francis Yu. I apologize for butchering your name if you ever watch it. Here we have Ultimate Wolverine versus Hulk. Yeah, look at that artwork. That is awesome. I mean, come on. And then you have, of course, disc art there. You got Wolverine, and then in behind, you got everybody's favorite green monster, Hulk. That's right. Gotta take that sticker off. I hate it when people do that. So yeah, let's see. So and we have a bonus feature on here too. Yeah. So here we have a brand new retrospective looking back at Ultimate Wolverine versus Hulk. Sounds pretty cool. I'll have to give that a watch, actually. So up next, these next 3 movies are all part of the same series. I had the first one, and I had no idea that there was actually 4 of them. That makes a whole complete series. But here we have, from Joss Whedon and John Cassaday, we have the Astonishing X-Men Dangerous. Yeah, the second film in the franchise. Started off with Astonishing X-Men Gifted, and unfortunately no bonus features, but that's all right though. But it's a Shout Factory DVD, so I'll just give it credit. So there we go. Yeah. So up next we have part 3 in the franchise. We have Astonishing X-Men Torn. Yeah. And look at that. It has the plastic on it. Yeah. You don't see these very often anymore. That's funny. March of 2012. You can tell the sticker's right on there too. Look at that. There you go. So that was in the Walmart bin. And finally, we have the final installment of the Astonishing X-Men series. We have Astonishing X-Men Unstoppable. Yeah, so there you go. Can't wait to sit down and watch all of these and whatnot, because I've never actually really watched any motion comics. So, it'll be interesting to see, what those are and what those entail, and to see if there's actually any more in the Marvel Knights animation series. Alright, so last, but surely not least, we did random stuff. We did some Marvel stuff. So, let's head on down to the other realm of DC. Yeah, so this first movie is a documentary. I have one that's pretty similar. It's entitled Necessary Evil, which is a look at DC villains. This one, narrated by the Green Lantern himself, Ryan Reynolds. We have Secret Origin, the history of DC Comics. Yeah. Um, it sounded interesting because I like me a good documentary every now and then. Uh, you know, so what can you say? Celebrating 75 years of DC Comics history. So there you go. Oh boy, excuse me. So, up next we have another movie to add to the DC animated universe. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, it's not the 2-disc edition, nor is it the Blu-ray, but you know what? I'll take it for what it is, because if I ever find the 2-disc edition, special edition, I'll swap. So there we go. So here we have Superman versus the Elite. Yeah. This is the one where Superman goes completely nuts and gets really pissed at one point. Something that you never really see Superman do, but, he kind of pulls a bit of a Hulk. Don't make him angry. So, not much in the way of bonus features, but we do have a few things. We do have a sneak peek at Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1, which is roughly about a 10-minute, bonus feature of what they have basically for, almost all of them. And then we have the upcoming Dark Knight Rises theatrical release photo gallery. So yeah, there you go. This came out basically right around the time that The Dark Knight Rises was about to make its premiere. Excuse me. And, well, there you go. Excuse me. So, finally, this is the creme de la creme of what I managed to find. Now, mind you, this is stuff that I've been trying to find for a while. I never thought in a million years I would ever find any of this stuff, especially where I'm at, because I know these type of things, they go like hotcakes. They really do. I mean, once they're there, they're gone probably within an hour. But shall I say, Lady Luck was on my side this time. So first off, what can I say? I've known of this show. Obviously, it was around before I was born. But, what can you say? Thanks to reruns and hearing that good old narrator that says, "Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice." There you go. That should give me a clue. Here we have, from the DC Comics Classic Collection, Challenge of the Super Friends, the first season. It's all awesome and it's embossed. And what's even cooler about it, can you see that little stuff right there? It's still in the shrink wrap. Never been watched. Yeah, that's awesome. So up next, here we have, Super Friends Volume 2. Yeah, still in the shrink wrap. How awesome is this? Loads of great stuff. There's actually bonus features on here. I didn't read that. Hang on a second. Let's revert back to this one here real quick. So here we have commentary on 2 key episodes noted by comic book writers Jeff Johns and Mark Waid. Saturday, Sleeping Bags, and Super Friends, a retrospective Hall of Justice and Legion of Doom. Character bios, and as well as your English language and Spanish subtitles, and yada yada yada, same old. So, for the Volume 2, we have 2 fantastically fun featurettes. The Ballad of Zan and Jaina. Yeah, those are the Wonder Twins. Come on, Peter. I'll be right with you. You should know that Family Guy reference where that joke's going. And finally, Pajama Rama Super Friends Retrospective. So yeah, there you go. Old school Super Friends cartoons right there. But that's not all, folks. Oh no. I managed to find the Super Friends Legendary Superpowers Show, the complete series. Still, you see that? Is that shiny enough right there? Is that too shiny? That's right. Still in the shrink wrap, mind you. Wow. So, we got loads of features. So, we have Evolution, New Heroes, Viler Villains, and Ethnic Editions. How Super Friends prefigured the era of cultural diversity in animation. The Superpowers Collection the effect of the toy industry on Super Friends, and expert commentaries on 5 key episodes. Yeah, loads of great stuff. 16 cartoons, 2 discs, but on top of that, though, they're even advertising the new adventures of Batman and Superman. I do not have the new adventures of Superman yet. That's on my to find list. I have the new adventures of Batman, but not Superman. It's in the works. So, up next, wow, you can tell nobody watched this because this is really hard to find. I mean, really, really hard. So here we have the all-new Super Friends Hour Season 1, Volume 1, with the good old Walmart sticker shrink wrap still on it, still in the shrink wrap, mind you. September of 2007. Almost 20 years old, and this has never been watched yet. Free, mind you. Free. I am not joking. So we have some bonus features here. So here we have One-Dimensional Goodness, Super Friends, and the Good Old Days retrospective featurette. Origins of the guest stars. Spotlight on Hawkman, Hawkgirl, the Atom, and Green Lantern. And of course, you have everybody's favorite twins on the back. The Wonder Twins, yeah. And the Blue Space Monkey Greek. So there you go. Wonder Twin powers activate. And up next, they had... Also, I got this for free, mind you. So, and I'll explain that in a minute. They also had, still the shrink wrap, the all-new Super Friends Hour Volume 1, Season 1, Volume 2. These are so hard to find, especially brand new in the package. And we have, bonus feature, The Wonder Twins Phenomenon, Zan and Jaina's impact on pop culture. So there you go. But, you got Gleek back there, Wonder Woman, Superman, so there you go. So, what do I mean by free? Well, Disc Replay had their Labor Day sale going on their DVDs. Buy 3, get 6 free. So luckily, some of those DVDs, like a couple of those Super Friends sets that I got, that I just showed you, were free because that's how it came up in the system. You cannot beat old school 70s superhero cartoons for nothing. Seriously, that's awesome in my book. That is definitely some, hardcore superhero stuff that I thought I would never find. I'm glad it's finally in my collection. Now I can add all this stuff to it, and I can sit down and relax and enjoy some old school cartoons. But we have the finale. So, amid the controversy behind the actor, I don't really care. All I really cared about was seeing the return of my favorite actor portraying my favorite superhero. So, I wasn't really expecting to find it because I figured, usually whenever they have new releases, they go like hotcakes. For example, been trying to find Fast 10 on Blu-ray, that goes quick. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, that goes fast. But they had the one I've been looking for, which, mind you, by the way, just came out on Tuesday of this week. Yeah. They had in a copy of The Flash on Blu-ray, starring none other than everybody's favorite Batman, Mr. Michael Keaton. Yeah. I cannot wait to watch this, and I'm definitely going to be watching this thing tomorrow and whatnot. And, granted, it would have been cool if I could have found the Steelbook, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. And, what can I say? I'll probably review this at some point. But, I love the disc art there. That's pretty cool. So, yeah. Can't believe it. We got loads of old school, new school, random stuff, old school stuff. Oh, did I say old school stuff? Yes, I meant old school stuff, and I meant it. So with that, that completes this huge, major update here on the Media Files. Once again, everybody, have a great Labor Day weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Don't go too stir crazy by getting yourself pulled over by the cops or whatever. Yeah, so with that, I'll see you all in the next update. There might be a couple of close-up reviews maybe at some point, but yeah, so you'll just have to, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell, that way you know when I've uploaded a video. Leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you. So with that, once again, I'd like to thank everybody who's been watching the channel. What can I say? We're getting there. We're actually over 70 by this point. Yeah, so let's try to get to 100 and see where we might go from there. Maybe a commentary, maybe up close video. Who knows? Maybe I might make a suggestion box, and maybe once I figure that out, who knows what we'll do. So with that, stay safe out there, and I'll see you later.